everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark. And I'm excited.
Why?
Because we're talking about food. And there's nothing I love more than food.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about food.
In fact, my stomach is growling right now in preparation for this episode.
Wow. So you're just ready to go.
That's how dedicated I am.
You didn't eat prior to this?
I did
you'd
not.
Be hungry?
Nope, just had my cup of coffee.
Nice.
Ready to go.
All right, well...
Fully caffeinated, empty stomach. I'm ready to talk about dining plans at Walt Disney World.
Well, you just ruined my segue.
I gave you a segue.
No. All right, well, if you are an avid Disney goer, or you haven't been in a while, or whatever the case may be, you would know that post-pandemic, we had not seen dining plans for a while.
No, we have not. COVID ruined a lot of things.
It took away a lot of things, yeah.
It ruined a lot of things.
Okay.
For a lot of people.
Well, they're back.
Yay.
And people are all abuzz about it because we are excited that this money saver, or can be money saver,
maybe.
is
I'm not
back.
convinced.
Well,
but a lot of people are excited that this plan is back.
It is. I think it takes the ease out of planning what you're going to eat and how you're going to spend it.
Sure.
But we can talk about the pros and cons in a little bit. So,
is it worth it?
Is it worth it? Don't know. Right now, Disney is offering 2 different types of Disney dining plans. One is the Disney Quick Service Dining Plan, and the other one is called just the Disney Dining Plan.
Very lame name. Standard Disney Dining Plan. Like, give me a break. Like, they gotta
it's just
come up
Disney
with something
Dining
more
Plan.
catchy than that.
It's not standard.
Yeah, it's the standard one, though.
Well, that's the one with the table services.
Yeah. That's a boring name. They
All
could have
right.
come
Well,
up with something
either way,
better.
your quick service one is kind of how it sounds. It's going to be your quick meals, your counter service ones. You go up, you order, you bring it back to your table or a trash can.
Nobody's serving
If
you.
you know, you know. And no one is serving you. And the Disney Dining Plan has your table service in your restaurants. Someone is waiting on you, someone is bringing out your food, and it comes with the whole experience. Usually. Like,
Sure.
the whole restaurant experience.
So, what are we looking at here? What's included? What's the price? We'll start with the quick service.
Yeah, let's start with the quick service.
The cheaper
one.
version.
The quick service is $57.01. Cannot forget that penny. Per adult, per night of your vacation.
Okay.
Your children's price is $23.83 per child per night.
Remember, children in Walt Disney World are ages 3 to 9.
Yeah. So
Kid at
under
10
3 is free.
10 and up,
10 and up
they're
is an
considered
adult
an
price.
adult. 3 and under is free. So,
Yes.
they don't have to buy a dining plan if they are 2. If they are 10, they're paying adult prices. So always keep
Correct.
that in mind. That's a factor in all this, depending on how old your kids
And
are.
if you do a dining plan, everybody in that resort reservation room is applied to it.
Right.
So you cannot pick and choose who is getting the dining plan.
And you have to do it for every night of your stay. You cannot pick and choose and
Like
say, I
half
only want...
or 2
I'm
days
going
of
for
it.
4 days. I only want 2 days. You cannot do that.
No.
Once you commit to this, you are in it. Full stay. Everybody in your room has to be on the plan.
Correct.
With the exception of kids under 3.
Right. But what's included for that price
Do tell.
I'm going to tell you, is 2 quick service meals per night of your stay.
Mm-hmm.
So you would multiply that by the number 2
So,
by the night of your stay.
for hypotheticals here, let's say that we're going for 4 nights. We're going for a nice 4-night stay. We're staying at Disney's Riviera Resort. Why not? We love the
that one.
Riviera. 4-night stay at Disney Riviera Resort. So, what would this all equal out to be? So you're saying 2 quick services per day per adult.
That would equal 8 quick service meals for your vacation.
Per adult.
Per adult. 8 meals per person.
8 meals per person.
Yes, per
Okay.
adult. You have 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink per night of your stay.
So,
4 snacks.
4 snacks.
Per person.
Per person. Per day.
Yes,
No, per trip. Sorry.
per trip.
Yep.
You also get a resort refillable mug per person. So each person gets a resort refillable mug.
And you're not getting a new mug every day, folks.
No.
That is your resort refillable
Nope.
mugs that we always talk about. Instead of buying it, you get it included in the price.
Correct.
Refillable at any Disney World resort hotel.
Yes.
Keep in mind, you cannot bring those to the parks. You can and do some resort hopping, but you're not going to be able to fill those up in the parks.
Yes, they're eligible for refills from self-service beverage islands at any Disney resort or their quick service locations at the resort. But the key point is at the resort.
Right. Doesn't have to be your resort,
no,
though. You
can be
can go to other resorts
You
and fill
can.
it up, but you can't fill it up in the parks.
Right. Beverages are included with each meal here. Guests under 21 years of age can choose whatever kind of drinks they have on the menu, including water and all that stuff. Guests 21 and older, with your ID people, may substitute for a beer, wine, or a cocktail. That's one drink, though. Other ones, yes. Any other alcoholic drink would be extra. Children in that 3 to 9 category, under child, 3 to 9 years of age, must order from the children's menu. So that is the kicker, too. I mean, I don't know too many kids that are really adventurous eaters, but they do have to order off the kids' menu. So keep that in mind, too. And like we said before, it has to be purchased for the entire length of your stay. So those are like the 3 big important things
Stipulations,
that people should know before you go into this.
So let's say it's the two of us, and our son is not over 3, so he would not count. But for the purposes of this, let's say it's a family of 3, and you have a 4-year-old. 4-night stay. This will cost you, if you have a child that's 4 years old, needs to be a child, right, counted as a child.
Yep.
That will cost you $551.40 for 4 nights of food. Or $137.85 per day.
So, not too bad, right?
No, I guess not.
I don't think that's too bad. And like we said, that's 8 meals per adult. Quick service meals.
8 quick service meals.
4 snacks. And you each get a refillable mug.
Yep.
So let's take a look at the Disney dining plan that has your sit-down restaurants. And the prices for that are, per adult per day, $94.28. And for children's, ages 3 to 9, $29.69.
So in our same scenario,
Yep.
where we're talking 2 adults and 1 child who's 4 years old,
Yep.
that would cost you, over the course of 4 days, a grand total of $873 even.
I like when it comes out even.
It's nice.
What's included with this? A little more pricey. So you get 1 quick service meal.
Like $300, $320 more pricey, yes.
Yes. 1 quick service meal per night of your stay. 1 table service meal per night of your stay. 1 snack or non-alcoholic drink per night of your stay. And a resort refillable mug per person.
So the major difference here is we're subbing out 1 quick service for a sit-down meal.
Yes. Yes, we are. Important information about these, because now we are dealing with table service restaurants and reservations. Reservations are subject to change and availability. And you should definitely be booking any table service restaurants that you need to get at the 60-day mark prior to your vacation. I say this because I'm thinking of a last-minute trip and you get the Disney dining plan and you have table service credits and now, I don't know, you're going to the 4th of July and literally every restaurant is booked up.
Yeah.
Like, or now you're
Sure.
at a restaurant you don't really like that much because you didn't make reservations.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you get those reservations. There is a little rule that 2 table service meals will be redeemed, meaning 2, I don't know, I always view them as like a point system. Like it costs 1 credit for a table service. Well, some dining experiences, especially those that are a dinner show, character dining, or fine or signature dining that are higher up on the price, require 2 table service meals points per person. So you kind of have to budget and plan things out ahead of time if you are doing one of those experiences.
Right.
So that's something to keep
Always
in mind
double
too.
check that before, so that way you know.
Yeah, that way you know, okay, this meal is going to cost us 2 credits each, not just 1. So that takes away, from another day, and you can place it in this, and you kind of have to juggle things around a little bit. But yeah, that is what is included.
Nice. I think a good way to think of this is think of a piggy bank or some kind of bowl or something, like a holding mechanism. Okay?
Okay.
Think of that, and think of each day of your stay. So in this case, 4 days. Think of a little piece of paper, okay? And one of those little pieces of paper or tokens or tickets is for a sit-down meal. So let's say we're doing the standard dining plan per person per day, okay? We're getting 4 sit-downs over the course of a 4-day stay. Imagine dropping 4 tokens into that bank, okay?
Yep.
Imagine 4 quick service tokens. You're dropping that into the bin. 4 tokens for snacks. You're dropping that into the bin. Okay? So these are all in your bin. Okay?
Yep.
You do not have to use only 1 per day.
Correct.
Okay? You can draw from your bank however you want.
So that is one of the main points or pros of the Disney dining plan is its convenient and flexibility that it has with it. Things roll over into the next day. If you don't use one of those things, you don't lose it. At the end of your trip and you leave and you go home, you'll lose it. But they will just continue to roll over. So that's really nice. And it
And I
makes it
think
easy
that
when you plan things out.
analogy of your bank,
Yes.
you're pulling from it is
Not
a good
per day,
one.
per vacation.
Right. So you can use 2 table services in one
one day.
day. There's no rules against that. You don't have to use any table services in a day.
True.
You just need to remember that you're getting this bank of tokens and you got to pull them out, but you can't pull out more than you have.
Yep.
So that's a key point.
An interesting thing is that they expire at midnight on the day of checkout, which is kind of cool because if you're not leaving or you live in the area, then you could still potentially go to Disney Springs if they offer it at one of those things, or you're still in the park for that day until midnight or something like that. So
it's a similar concept to like using the pool at a hotel. Like you just because you're checked out doesn't mean that you're barred
Correct.
from using that pool that day.
but after midnight,
Right.
you no longer have access to those.
Right.
So.
Because you're not staying there anymore technically, so. So you have these 2 options. They both provide different things. I think that there is a whole episode in and of itself about how to get the best bang for your buck here, right? Because conceivably, right, you're looking at a substantial amount of money per day, per adult for these meals, right?
Yeah.
You're looking at like spending close to $40 or $50 on a sit-down meal per person.
Yeah.
You're looking at spending close to $20 or $25 per counter service per person.
Yeah, I
to
mean,
make this
one
worth
like
it.
counter servicing for an adult is at least $15, $16.
Could
at
be.
least minimum.
Could be.
Could be.
Right.
Yeah.
But there is a world in which, so for example, sometimes we will take an opportunity to, you're not super hungry. It's a good time to split a meal or to split a snack. That does not necessarily make sense to do with the dining plan.
True.
You've already paid up front, right? You get all these tokens. You don't want to spend more money on food than you've already spent. You don't want to be going to a counter service and buying a meal out of pocket because you've run out of your quick service meals. The idea of this is you have paid up front. You want to get the best bang for your buck, which
Right.
may mean
More food.
more food. Or using your food smarter.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a person who really wants 3 meals a day and a full 3 meals a day, you're not getting a full 3 meals a day on this dining plan.
Right.
And you don't want to, after paying $873 for food for 4 nights, to be paying more money out of your pocket.
Right.
Right. So that's where I think some of the strategy comes in with you should really be, if you get the dining plan, and let's say you get the standard dining plan, the Disney dining plan, and you go to a table service restaurant, right? You really kind of want to be getting the most expensive thing on that menu. If you're a person who likes to eat cheeseburgers, right?
You get the most expensive cheeseburger.
Well, but if you just like to eat cheeseburgers, this dining plan may not be worth it for you. If you're only going to spend $25 on a sit-down meal because you're just getting a cheeseburger and fries, right? You're not getting the best bang for your buck for this plan.
That's true.
If you're going and you're getting the filet or you're getting the New York strip steak or whatever,
lobster or
right,
yeah.
Now you're getting the bang for your buck. And keep in mind, too, with this plan, that you get an alcoholic beverage per person at a sit-down meal. Okay? So that doesn't mean that, if Rachel doesn't drink, I can have 2 drinks because we get one of those per person, but
True.
only one. So if you're a person who likes, and you go to a restaurant and you like to have 3 or 4 alcoholic beverages with your dinner, you're only getting 1 per person. Now, you can drink other people's at the table if they're not going to drink an alcoholic beverage.
Yeah. But you only get that one. If other people are using theirs, you only get one. You then have to pay.
You have to pay out of pocket.
So if you're not really an eater, then this probably isn't worth it for you.
Probably not. No.
You're more of a snacker.
Yeah.
A grazer throughout the day.
Yeah. There are clear ways to save money at Walt Disney World. There are people who will make snacks in the room or pack snacks or will do a garden grocer thing, and especially DVC people, if you have a full kitchen, may cook some meals in the room. I'm not that kind of person. I don't want to make my own food on vacation. I want people to make food for me on vacation. But if you are that person and you are looking to save money on food, there are clear ways, sensible ways to do that, and the Disney dining plan is not your option.
True.
If you are a person, though, who likes to eat a lot of food, who likes to eat a lot of expensive food, or pricey food,
You'll splurge.
and like to pay for things up front, the dining plan may be for you.
It's booked, it's planned into your vacation package. So your payments that you make towards your vacation package include the Disney dining plan. So you're already paying off your food ahead of time, which is one of the pros too. So you're already paying for it. And then you don't have to deal with the extra. Anything extra you spend is extra that you spend. It's, you can plan and budget a little better that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely. So the only time that I've ever used the dining plan, I was younger, and at one point Disney was offering at certain times of year, if you booked a resort stay, this was before we were DVC members, that you would get the dining plan for free.
Well, guess what? That's happening again.
How about that? So I would say in that case, 100% worth it.
Yeah,
if they're going to give it to you for free, that's a great deal.
So that's at least whatever it was, $551 free towards food.
Is it only quick service or is it?
No, it's both. I was going to say, or
$73, yeah. Of free food.
Yeah.
And again, remember, you can get the most expensive thing on the menu.
Yeah. So you could surpass that $873 if you went to all these fancy restaurants.
Easily. And I think that
I do have to say though, if you are listening, that free dining promotion, you have to book by February 14th of this year. So time is ticking.
Really ticking.
Really ticking. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, what a gift.
What a gift. Last day to book for that free dining promotion.
But yeah, if they're going to give it to you for free, 100%
I think it's
worth
one
it.
of Disney's best promotions.
Oh yeah. If they're going to give you $873 worth of food for free.
And it's something you're going to use and eat. Like, you have
Yeah.
to eat while you're there.
Yeah.
So you're going to spend that money anyway, and if they're giving that to you for free,
And you get to eat whatever you want, really.
and that's the beauty of it.
Where you need to be really careful with these is that what is considered a snack is of a wide variety and
That's true.
variable, highly variable. If you click the wrong thing, requesting an extra like cheese dipping sauce
For
with
$1?
your corn dog nuggets for $1 at Casey's Corner
It will automatically make it a
could
snack.
cost you a snack credit. You don't want to do that. You want to pay for that out of pocket.
Yeah.
Considering that you can get a Gaston's cinnamon roll, which can feed 2 people and be a meal
whole
in and of
breakfast.
itself
Yeah.
as a snack.
Right.
Some ice cream sundaes are considered a snack. Why get a Mickey Premium bar as a snack when you can legit get something?
Yeah. So
As-
some of those things you might want to pay out of pocket.
Right.
You know, like those smaller items, like you said, like the extra side of things, the Mickey Premium bar for like $6. Like, just buy that snack. Get the bigger snack for $15 for the cinnamon bun, and don't pay for that one. Pay
Right.
for the cheaper Mickey Premium bar.
Right, right. And I will say, too, that now with the My Disney Experience app, it makes it much easier because now you can go right onto your resort hotel on the app and you can see that bank of how many credits
You
you
see
have
what you
left
got
for
left.
each thing.
Yeah.
Before, you couldn't look that
You have to,
up.
like,
You'd have to ask them to tell
Tell you what you had left.
But now it's super easy to see that all on there. And I think that a huge mistake that a lot of people make is they'll wait until the end of the trip to spend their snack credits. And then they'll have all these snack credits that they didn't use over the course of the trip. And then they're buying stupid stuff from the gift store. No, maximize those snack credits. And if
Which
you,
comes into play. I just thought of, like, we talked about not getting 3 meals a day. Right there for a snack, if you're going to Gaston's, could be breakfast
sure,
for a snack.
could be.
So, like, there, if you're like, so, and then you have a quick service and a table service, like, then you didn't pay for any meals
Right.
that day.
Right.
Like,
And you're not going to get away with a table service with this because you're all sitting around the table. So you're all going to have to order something. But for quick service, if you're at your hotel, they don't know if you split a quick service meal.
true.
We could get a cheeseburger and split it in half at Hurricane Hannah's, use a quick service credit, but only use one and feed 2 people.
I
They don't
but-
know.
Yeah, but you also just said that you don't want to do that, because...
But you could.
No, you could.
If you want to
You
eat
could.
3 meals per day, and that's something that's important
Yeah.
to you.
And then you can split 2 meals.
Right.
Yeah,
And now you can have 3 meals per day.
true. So use 2 credits over, technically, 4 people.
You
if
could
there's 2
use
adults.
your quick service credit for lunch and mine for dinner.
Yeah.
Or mine for breakfast and yours for lunch. As long as you're okay with splitting it,
Yeah.
you could conceivably do that.
That's true.
Or if you leverage those snack credits in a way, or you know that you're going to a character dining in the morning and you're going for a buffet breakfast. I'm always a big proponent of those because I think that can save you a lot of money. You may, if you have a big breakfast, you may not want lunch. You may want a little snack at 2 o'clock and then dinner at 5 o'clock, but you may not need to eat because you had such a big breakfast.
Yeah. That's usually what we do,
Yeah.
I feel. We have, like, ice cream or, like...
Or if you know you're going out for a really good dinner, you almost don't want to eat because you want to have room for...
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm having something
really
small
big
because I'm
meal.
going to really stuff my face later.
Right. And so there are ways to play this with the dining plan
There are.
that can definitely make it worth it, and you can get more value than what you're paying for.
Yeah. So
And-
there's definitely ways to maximize it or minimize it when you don't want to do that.
Right.
You want to maximize it. And I don't think people minimize it on purpose. They don't know.
They don't know.
And like you said, even like that snack credit, like we just learned that too, because now there's mobile ordering when there wasn't before. So now we didn't even think of, oh, we add an extra cheese sauce or we add an extra side of something and it counts it as a snack. And you're like, well, wait a minute. It does it automatically in the system because that's just how it's programmed to do it. But I'm not going to pay a whole dollar for, I would rather pay $1 than $10 for a snack.
Right.
So I'd rather use it on the more expensive.
But I will also say on the con side of this, where you think you need to be really careful, a 10-year-old is going to be charged an
As
adult
an adult.
price.
So make sure they're eaters.
If you're
and
gonna
not
do
picky
this,
eaters.
if you're going to do it, right, make sure you know your child. At a 16-year-old, can a 16-year-old get $94 a day out of food?
Yeah.
Probably, almost certainly, right, is going to eat their worth with that. A 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old may not. Remember, everybody in the room has to get it.
Yeah.
Got that 10-year-old who doesn't eat a lot. It may not be worth it.
Unless someone's going to eat their worth of food, too.
On the flip side, if you have a 9-year-old who doesn't want to order off of the kids' menu, too,
Yeah.
remember they have to order off of the kids' menu if they're between 3 and 9.
That's true.
So, that is something to also consider with your families. Other helpful tips and tricks, keep in mind that this is not so much if you're mobile ordering, but if you are actually ordering at stands, there will be little icons next
on the
to
menu
things
items,
that are included as snacks on the Disney dining plan. So you'll see a little
Some of you
purple.
might be surprised. It's
You'll see a little purple icon.
and white
Yep.
checkered thing.
Usually
It
says
Disney dining
DP
plan.
on it.
Yeah, dining plan.
And that is for the dining plan. Do not confuse it with the allergy friendly thing because they kind of look similar on a board from a distance,
No,
especially
they
if you don't
don't.
have good.
The healthy
If you
one.
don't have good eyesight,
Oh.
you may confuse them. That's all
I
I'm
was like,
saying.
it's a green Mickey with a check mark in
Some
it.
of us don't have good eyesight.
Purple and white and green.
But you will see the purple and white little icon that indicates to you that it is a snack on the Disney dining plan. And to Rachel's point, you may be very surprised at what they include
Yeah.
as a snack and what's not a snack.
I always am.
Yeah, you can get some really good,
Like big.
decent amount of food
Yeah.
for a snack. So always keep that in mind. Also, on the dining plan, a water bottle could be considered a snack.
It could be.
So this is where, we are always advocates of this idea, but to do a garden grocer order or something like that where you get water bottles
Especially water.
on your own that you keep in your room and you can bring to the
Or
parks with
they
you.
are getting better with refillable stations.
There are refillable stations and most counter services
Give you cups
will
of
give
water.
you a free cup of water, a little
It's a little cup.
paper cup, but it's a cup of water and you don't have to pay for it.
True.
Okay, so always ask for that, especially if you are at a counter service area. You should never pay for a $5 bottle of water.
It's going to be
in a
kind
Walt
of
Disney
swampy
Park.
water.
You should never pay for
I
a
know,
$5
but
bottle of water.
it is just
that is a
tap
waste
water.
of money.
Yeah, that's true.
When you can get it for free or for much cheaper if you order ahead of time. So, always keep that in mind as well. I guess kind of just in a summary here, we can do more. I think a fun episode for the future would be beating the Disney dining plan.
Yeah.
Like we'll actually sit down and we'll chart out a day and see if we can far exceed like the amount of money that you would
like
actually
how much
spend
are
that
we
day.
actually saving?
And what we can get for that price. So we will do that in the future. But I guess kind of in summary of this is, again, I always say this, but you have to know there is no easy answer. There is no one size fits all.
Yeah.
It depends
So
on
is it worth it?
depends on you and your family.
Depends.
Right? If
It
you are
depends.
not picky eaters, if you like to eat, eating on vacation is important to you. Eating good food is something that
More
you
expensive
value.
food, yeah.
More expensive food. You can very well get your money's worth with either of these dining plans. If you are a little more thrifty, want to save some money, want to eat in your room, pack sandwiches,
There are other ways to save
whatever.
on money that is not the Disney dining plan
Correct.
or quick
The
service
Disney
plan.
dining plan is not to save you money.
No.
The Disney
It's
dining
convenient.
plan is convenient, and if you are a big spender and
Yeah.
like to eat
Then it could save you
expensive food, it is worth it.
Yeah.
If you are going to eat cheeseburgers and hot dogs the whole trip, please do not spend the money. Spend that money on something else.
Yeah. I agree.
But if you know you're going to want to eat at a bunch of buffets, or you're going to want the lobster, or you're going to want the filet at a restaurant, or whatever,
Then you should consider.
then you should definitely consider.
Absolutely. I mean, so that's the Disney dining plan.
It is.
There's
Almost
a lot
$100
more.
per day for the standard dining plan, about $57 per day for the counter service. But there is a lot more to talk about
Yeah.
with this. But this is kind of just a brief overview. We knew
Yeah.
that deadline was coming up on the free offer.
Mm-hmm.
That I can't speak highly enough about. Like, that is
The
a
fact
tremendous...
that it's free, I mean, this is like the promotion of the year for this year, like for traveling in 2024. But it's just the biggest one that they've put out in a while.
Yeah.
As far as really
It's a
big
tremendous
savings.
offer, and if you listen to this episode before Valentine's Day of 2024, February 14th, 2024, definitely reach out to Rachel
Yeah.
and ask her about this, because it really is genuinely, I'm not just saying this, like, that is a tremendous deal to get the dining plan for free.
Yeah. Jump on it.
Mm-hmm.
For real.
Get it while it still lasts.
I do want to mention, though, that for the free Disney dining, it is only for those arriving July 1st through September 30th of 2024. So you do have to be traveling within that time frame, arriving during that time frame. So even if you go outside of that, like let's say you do September 29th until October 2nd or something, it's still arriving within that date, so you are good.
Right.
So it's arrivals between July 1st and September 30th.
Great. So if you want to go this summer or into September,
Yep.
now is the time to book to get that free dining plan. And if you
Now or never.
want to go and you haven't booked and you book after this, you're a fool. Absolute fool. Get the free dining while they offer it.
While supplies last.
I will also indicate before I know we're concluding here and wrapping up, but this thought just hit me looking at this. $29 per day per child. The adult prices are pretty steep with $94 per day for the Disney dining plan, but only $29. If you have an 8 or 9-year-old who likes to eat, that could be really good value. $30 a day.
Yeah. For, what is that? The Disney dining plan?
Yeah.
So for a table, a
kid's
quick
meal
service,
at a
and a
table
snack?
service, a quick service, and a
$30?
snack, only $30
Wow, that's actually,
per
is pretty
day.
good.
That's a pretty good deal.
Especially if they're going
anyways.
to eat all of the food.
Right, and the quick service is $23, almost $24.
Yeah. That's really
So
good.
for an extra $5 to like get a kid's meal at a table service restaurant, like
Yeah.
that is a good deal.
It's pretty good.
So
I agree.
more than the adults.
Yeah. They know we're going to eat.
But again, I have a tough time believing that a 10 or 11-year-old is going to get $94 worth of
Yeah.
value out of food. So that's where, again, knowing your
Gotta know
family,
your family.
comes into play. Anyways, folks, as always, follow us on our social media accounts for all the latest updates. Reach out to us through those platforms if you want to learn more. You can also send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. And remember, folks, it all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.